नमस्कार, आई एम राधा भट्ट और आप सबका स्वागत है द वॉइस ऑफ रेजिलियंस पॉडकास्ट में। ये एक ऐसा प्लेटफॉर्म है जहाँ पर हम क्लाइमेट चेंज, डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट, बहुत सारे टॉपिक्स जो यहाँ जुड़े हुए हैं उनसे बात करते हैं और जहाँ पे हमारे गेस्ट होते हैं पॉलिसी मेकर्स, गवर्नमेंट ऑफिशियल्स, रिसर्चर्स, एक्सपर्ट्स जो बहुत गहराई से इस स्पेस में काम कर रहे हैं। और आज का जो टॉपिक है वो बहुत ही सुंदर है क्योंकि हम बात कर रहे हैं इंक्लूसिविटी की। देखिए समाज क्या होता है, समाज सबका होता है ना। और हम कैसे एक बेहतर समाज बना सकते हैं जहाँ पे हम सबको इक्वल अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ मिले, हम एक साथ मिलकर आगे आएँ और सब एक दूसरे को समझें। हमको थोड़ा सा अपने साथ टच में रहना होगा, है ना। वी हैव टू बी सेंसिटिव टुवर्ड्स ईच अदर, टू आवरसेल्व्स, टू आवर सोसाइटी, टू पीपल जो हमारे आसपास रहते हैं। तो उसी कॉन्वर्जेशन को आगे बढ़ाने के लिए आज हमारे साथ बहुत ही स्पेशल लोग जुड़े हैं और जो डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट के स्पेस में काम कर रहे हैं, जो इंक्लूसिविटी को बिल्कुल सेंटर में रखकर आगे बढ़ रहे हैं। तो आज के गेस्ट से मिलते हैं और इस कॉन्वर्जेशन को आगे बढ़ाते हैं।
My name is Shivram Deshpande. I represent Samarthanam Trust for the Disabled as head operations, looking after all the programs. So we have different programs. We are into health, conducting a health camps and provision of assistive devices, facilitating operations and things like that. We also into education, providing education to children with and without disabilities.
Okay.
We are also into environment, dry waste management, adopting a particular pockets of Bangalore. We are also into performing arts. We create a platform for people with disability to perform programs.
Right.
We are into disaster, COVID. We have done a huge amount of work. We are also into sports, well known for the cricket for the blind. Right. First ever women cricket for the blind organized. Our team won the World Cup this year.
Oh my God! Wow! Yeah. Congratulations!
Yeah, thank you very much.
Wow!
Thank you.
What a beautiful news.
And the way we do for the non, mainstream schools, but also with a special school, we introduce technology.
Wow!
So all these programs run by Samarthanam Trust. Yes. As we are into women empowerment, all of these programs comes under Samarthanam.
And you're heading that?
Yes.
Wow, lovely. So beautiful. I mean, just to know कि कितना कुछ आप लोग कर रहे हो और उसको आप lead कर रहे हो. That's such a beautiful thing. Thank you for sharing. And how about you, ma'am?
My name is Sushila and I represent the Himalayan Adventure Institute. So we closely work with government organizations and schools and colleges in the process of experiential learning, where we got, where we're training them through the outdoors to appreciate and all. We realized that there is this space, where we are talking about. So our institute, the Himalayan Adventure Institute, works closely with the government organizations and NGOs and helps in disaster preparedness.
Okay.
And, search and rescue. Because these two aspects become very important when unfortunately disaster strikes.
Right.
And we also understand, like you also mentioned, that, disaster sees no age, no caste, no place, nothing.
Right.
No ability, no disability.
It's
right?
for सबके लिए है.
So I think we need to be sensitized.
Yeah.
So
true.
that is the most important thing, and that's what we are trying to do at the Himalayan Adventure Institute. And from the grassroots level, at our institute, students come. From the very beginning, I used to observe this very closely in my son's school, that we talk about inclusivity in schools and there are people, kids from the spectrum who are in the class with some probably hearing disability, some have a vision disability. That's all. They're there in the class, but there is no sensitization. In case there is an emergency and the person can't hear, everybody runs away. And what does the child in the class do?
Yeah.
So those conversations led me to this particular thing, that at the Himalayan Adventure Institute, let's club up, the disaster management along with sensitizing everybody, because by the rules of the book, you can't teach anybody how to strengths.
Yeah, so
which
true.
we can capitalize on during disasters.
Yeah, so true.
Right?
Yeah, in fact, जैसे आपने कहा कि सेंसिटाइजेशन नहीं है और साथ में शायद हमको भी नहीं पता कि कैसे असिस्ट करना है।
हाँ, right.
एक तो सेंसिटाइज करना, मुझे नहीं पता कि मैं कैसे विजुअली इम्पेयर्ड जो है या फिर जो सुन नहीं पा रहे हैं उनको मैं कैसे मदद भी कर सकती हूँ। सो दैट हैज टू
And can you imagine the same situation during a disaster?
Oh my God!
It's a disaster.
It's a
by
disaster
itself,
by itself. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
मतलब मैं करना भी चाहूँ तो मुझे पता नहीं because I'm not prepared enough also. कि
right? So with the students also, I was thinking that if we've started doing a lot of little things here and there, and it's very interesting. And I've been thinking of ways, and I've been asking sirs also to help me with that.
Yeah.
That how we can reach out to them and help them during these times of disaster. But what I have to say out there is, let's not isolate them and look at them as a burden or that we have to go empathize, help, sympathize. No, I think they have more than 8 decades of expertise, experience. They have survived epidemics, challenges, right?
Yeah.
Pandemics,
Yeah.
right? So we have to learn from them.
Absolutely.
So the youth and the octogenarian, I think we need to club them together and have more sessions, have more learning. So I strongly believe that a lot of training is something that we need here, even in terms of sensitization and, the inclusivity that we talk about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Technology assisted, very good. They're using it for their own needs and all. But then also making people aware that such a thing exists.
Yeah.
That is also
कि schools में भी जैसे how they become a part of the whole system और उसके बारे में बातचीत की जाए ताकि बच्चों को लगे अच्छा ठीक है ये हम ही तो सब एक ही हैं।
spend more time.
हाँ, spend more time, किस तरह से वो interactions को हम लोग डिज़ाइन कर सकते हैं और बच्चों को बता सकते हैं कि अगर आपको हेल्प करनी है तो ये तरीका है हेल्प करने का और हमसे अलग नहीं है बेसिकली।
और टीचर्स को भी सेंसिटाइज करना है।
Entire system actually.
We have a special education teacher, same department, but we don't have every teacher is not sensitized to handle, or talk or lead a child with some disability.
Yeah, true. And we have the third guest of the podcast today. So we'd love to know about your name and and your background.
Namaskar, Rajendra. I belong to Bangalore. It so happened that great visually impaired leaders like Shivram Deshpande, Dr. Mahantesh Ji Kivadasannavar, and the entire team, Shailendra you mentioned from Delhi. So all they happen to be my students in one way or the other long back,
Yeah.
So we grew up together. So I learned a lot. This is about 40 years, 4 decades of my living with, learning from people with disability.
Wow, beautiful.
All people say, how did you get so much of this, that? I said, all from the disabled people themselves and their parents.
Yeah.
They live with that.
Right.
So they are the best examples of what need to be done, what has to be completed. आपने शुरुआत में अपने इतनी अच्छी तरफ बताया कि sensitization होना चाहिए.
Yeah.
And we all believe in this field, the hardest nut to crack is the attitude.
Is the attitude.
Agar
Exactly.
attitude, if you can break it, anything is possible.
So true, sir.
So even Samarthanam, as Deshpande explained, the whole plethora of all activities are geared towards empowering people with disability, children with disability,
Right.
to become a taxpayer. That's the
Yeah.
slogan.
Wow, I think
That's the slogan of
beautiful.
Dr. Mahantesh.
Beautiful,
and a
sir.
vision.
Yeah.
They should not be dole seekers. They should be
The
taxpayers.
yes,
instead.
contribution.
So that automatically changes the entire attitude, sensitization.
Absolutely.
Wow. They have become role model.
Wow.
We also believe, all my life, we believed as employment is empowerment.
Yes.
Sanskrit में उद्योगम पुरुष लक्षणम, Purusha including Purushe. That is the meaning of it. That means moment a person starts earning, contributing to the family,
Yeah.
the whole family, the community around them they start respecting that person to a greater extent.
Yeah.
So the people with disability can do the same thing. The only bhadaye, restrictions and blocks are the society, the attitude, the physical infrastructure.
Right.
So all these are removed. The barriers are removed, made it barrier free. They just
Wow.
grow up
Beautiful.
like you and me or anyone else.
Yeah.
That's the purpose of Samarthanam as well.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
So coming to specifically, disaster is normally seen as a natural disaster.
No, yeah, I
It is
get you.
not just natural disaster, human-made disaster. There are quick examples. Of course, all war-torn countries, what's happening in Ukraine, Gaza,
Yeah,
it is not natural. It is human-made.
Yeah,
So these, we have to see disaster in both ways.
Yes, sir.
So one of the things is conflict. The post-conflict scene it removes everything from families, and whatever they have earned for their lifetime has
Right.
gone.
So
has
true.
gone. So how do we rebuild their life? How do we provide a confidence back to them?
Right.
So that is where the sensitization takes a major issue. Sensitization, not just to the people, to the donors, international agencies, donor agencies, all players, including that. Disaster के समय में क्या होता है? The biggest challenge is awareness.
Yes.
People are not aware, sensitized about what will happen, how it will happen, where will I get support from,
Right.
who will give me this.
Yeah.
All that, they'll be undergoing that huge trauma.
Yes, sir.
And it's sudden, it happens suddenly.
Yeah.
So they are not prepared to face those challenges. So that is where the role of agencies like ours is to build capacity of all stakeholders.
Right.
Especially maybe the NDRF team. And more than I've been a very strong advocate of community mobilization. अगर एक विलेज, एक गांव में 100 लोग रहते हैं, एनडीआरएफ टीम तो 6, 10 या 15 आ सकते हैं, 100 लोग तो है ना। आप 100 लोग को सेंसिटाइज कर लीजिए, थोड़ा प्रिपरेशन कर लीजिए, ट्रेनिंग दीजिए, बिल्ड देयर कैपेसिटी, दे ऑल जंप इनटू एक्शन, right? It will be a huge supportive thing for the government, NDRF and other actors, and especially for vulnerable groups as people with disability. They will be knowing how to handle them, how to carry them out of the disaster area, what first aid need to be done. These matters a lot. So we believe in creating awareness, building capacity of the local community itself. So that with the team who are coming over there, so that will take away majority of the initial problems, that first issues. Later on, things will and it will reduce the impact to a greater extent.
Right.
We also believe that विकलांगता के बारे में हम बात कर रहे हैं. This is one thing, is the cause and the consequence.
Right, sir.
During any disaster, if you take the prevalence of disability before disaster and after disaster, it will be almost doubled. Those who are विकलांगता नहीं है, लेकिन disaster के कारण में विकलांगता हुई है.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So that is causing disability.
Yes.
We have seen that research in tsunami, post-tsunami also.
Okay.
So we can restrict disability, occurrence of disability as well, with proper preparation and training. So our entire team came here to promote how do we produce inclusive assistive technology to address the needs of disasters. Any disaster,
Right, sir.
supposing early warning system.
Right.
So अगर my siren हुआ, deaf person cannot hear.
Exactly. जैसे
इसको कैसे
उन्होंने भी कहा
वैसे
इस
कर
चीज को.
सकते. Visually impaired person need audio. Maybe other people require texting. So what we did in one of the Nagapattinam post-tsunami is to prepare the community.
Okay.
And the moment they get the message on the mobile and the siren, they will first, the local group go to such people who cannot hear, who will not understand why it is happening.
Okay.
And they help them to come to their main area.
Okay.
So the warning systems and post-disaster, wherever the relief material is produced, distributed, how to reach there, how to go there, that's one thing. So a person with wheelchair,
They can't.
without wheelchair,
They
will
can't
be
go.
taken there, and how does she use the toilet?
Yeah,
That's a
very basic
need.
things we don't
So
think
that
about.
is where again sensitization comes.
हम एक शब्द की जो बात है बार बार कर रहे हैं, सेंसिटाइजेशन. लेकिन इसको अगर मैं सिंपल भाषा में समझना चाहूँ तो कैसे आप बोलोगे? मतलब क्या है सेंसिटाइजेशन का, सर आप क्या बताएंगे?
Yeah. In the last 30 years of my experience, what I realized, what is sensitization means, ma'am already indicated. Best way is to mingle with a person with a disability. Right?
Yeah.
Talk to him, him or her. Right? Interact with them, interact with the family.
Yeah.
If you are a social worker, if you bring any changes, small and significant changes among an individual, right, then you have created a sensitivity among the parents. Okay, they are sensitized already, but you are giving more additional sensitivity to them. Number one. Number two, when it comes to the community, if they see those changes, what has happened in an individual or in the family, then they get sensitized.
Yeah.
Right? This is the first step. That is what I realized. Otherwise, nobody respects you when you go to the community. Right? If you bring any changes in their life, then community will notice those changes.
Yeah.
Community will tell. Why today across the country Samarthanam is so popular? Because people recognize the efforts of Samarthanam. So those significant changes has to be brought in when we work with the community.
Right.
That is a sensitization.
Yeah.
It is an individual and a local. So these sensitization can be in a different forms. Right?
Yeah.
One is an individual interaction, second is a community interaction and talking about it, and you have a different forums in the community, right?
Yeah.
All of them, 360-degree awareness, 360-degree level, we need to touch.
Okay.
Not just only.
When you say 360-degree means what?
Yeah, 360-degree the performance happens, no?
Acha, okay.
So, like that, if we talk about, for example, technology, we consult first people with disability.
Okay.
Then we consult school teachers.
Okay.
Then we consult technology experts.
Right.
We also consult people who are manufacturing the devices. For example, hardware. In my house, I have a washing machine.
Okay.
I can't operate I can't operate my oven. So those people need to be sensitized. Like that, if any subject that we take, 360-degree awareness need to be created.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Any topic, any theme. If it is a disaster, start from the bottom.
Yeah.
And all the concerned authorities, right? Then, policymakers, right? That's how, it has to happen.
So I'd like to add on here. I mean, taking a clue of what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I think the first thing is, sir has been talking about it, but the term that we use for is the first responders.
The
जब आप
first
capacity building कर रहे हैं, so you're talking about the first responders. In the case of disaster management, yes, the first responders obviously are, let's say, some very remote village, something has happened. Somebody who can attend on immediately to the disaster.
Yeah.
Yes, we appreciate the fact that NDRF, SDRF will arrive, but in some time and not in so many numbers. So I think what we have to do, and probably the government and organizations like ours and stuff, we really need to start capacity building in the sense that go to these villages and train the people for any kind of disaster.
Right.
Not only just train. What will happen when you train? Nothing. You have to have a kit ready. The basic. Like when we talk about adventure, our institute, when we work with this, there are basic set of, the ropes and, the various adventure equipments, basic ones that are needed, sir. With the help of which you can, probably there a flood, one end to another end, strong rope knots we need to teach them how to, those knots you cannot remove. They're very strong. So one end to another end, I have been sensitized to sir in terms of, what he is capable of and what might be difficult for him. So if I can just give a hand and put him on that rope, he'll walk through that. He will not need me probably because I will be there to help 10 more. Right? But I need to be sensitized, like I said, literally, figuratively, just lend a hand. So I think each one of us can be a change maker. Where do we begin? We go back home. That it's not only about the elderly. It's a pregnant lady in the house. It's a toddler in the house who needs help. We cannot put it as a disability out there, but in some ways,
the people who can't help themselves.
Yeah, the mobility is restricted.
एक महीने के अंदर जो बच्चा,
हाँ, वो क्या करेगा?
They are fighting for 2 lives, not 1.
Each one of us, हम सोचते हैं कि किसी घर में अगर एक disabled person है, तो उसके family की responsibility है. No, it's the responsibility of the entire community and the society that we go, meet them more often, spend time, right? Understand the child, and God forbid, tomorrow there's a disaster, and we should know that there's a toddler there, there's a pregnant lady there.
Being aware.
Your antenna and your senses should be out that this is what I can do. God has granted me.
सिंपल उदाहरण देना चाहता हूँ. बाढ़ आएगा. बाढ़ के बाद पूरा घरों में वाटर लेवल हो जाएगा. So इतने लोगों के लिए, बाकी लोगों को भी इतना जानकारी नहीं है कि उनका मोबाइल चार्जर में रखा है. वो जाके उसको निकालने के लिए मोबाइल के लिए प्राण भी दे देगा चलो, वो जाके निकालने के लिए जाएगा, शॉर्ट सर्किट हो गए, शॉर्ट हो जाएगा। Really, there are cases. It is not just a story.
Oh my God.
तो ये जागरूकता, awareness,
Awareness.
a simple thing can avoid catastrophe.
Yeah.
So
So
And
true.
like sir's talking about community society, that's all we need to do. You ask the question, na, sensitize. You just need to spend more time, be aware of your surroundings, that there is a special child there, there is somebody who needs. It's not only the mother's duty.
Yeah.
You know, it's all of us, right?
Yeah.
That's
Correct, correct.
So as a, and then understand.
And I was also looking at when we say sensitization, it is not that our community is insensitive. Why people with disability survive today? Because of their parents, because of their neighbors,
Yeah.
right? They are there. There is a sensitivity already. We need to build that sensitivity further.
Further, actually, I think आपने बहुत सुंदर चीज कही कि हम बोल रहे हैं, but है पर थोड़ा बढ़ाने की जरूरत है।
Yes, बढ़ाने
एक और बहुत अच्छा example. I mean, I was just thinking about.
हाँ.
We were having a discussion, and you know, I was with visually challenged. Can you even imagine that visually challenged? What would have been? I mean, it's, you know, when you hear this, what would have been their biggest challenge during COVID? How do they maneuver? Through touch. And COVID removed touch completely. What did we do? I mean, you know, what was COVID about? Don't touch anything.
Yeah.
And just imagine a visually challenged without touch.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I mean, you know, when we heard that, so now you have to be sensitized to that.
Yeah.
You know, while the pandemic was on, you know, nobody wanted to touch each other.
Yeah.
And how do they maneuver from one place to another?
ये
Completely.
समिट में एक शब्द, इसका मतलब है resilience.
I was actually going to come on this only. Very nice.
Resilience.
हाँ.
That's a beautiful word.
Yeah.
Or resilience.
हाँ.
So resilience is not for one person, as the Deshpande said. The entire community has to build that capacity,
Yeah.
so that they are resilient to
Yeah.
face
To face
the actors, the community, the whole system
Yeah.
becomes resilient.
Yeah. And we're
We
also
can avoid complications, losses during disaster.
Yeah. And you know, we're talking about resilient India. So I would like to ask from you that हम एक resilient India की बात करते हैं जहाँ पे inclusivity हो, जहाँ पे सबको साथ लेके जा सके, कि एक चीज आप मुझे बताएं कि क्या चीज पॉलिसी लेवल पे या फ्रेमवर्क लेवल पे आनी चाहिए ताकि हम साथ मिलकर उसकी तरफ बढ़ सके।
पहली चीज है, जैसे शिवराम देशपांडे एक्सप्लेन कर रहे थे, हमें इन्वॉल्व करो.
Okay.
Involve people with disability. Nothing about us without us, right?
Oh,
So,
nice.
आपका
Nothing
policy-
about us without us.
Yes.
Lovely. Yes.
ठीक है, आपको पॉलिसी कहाँ पे बन रहा है? एयर कंडीशन रूम में नहीं है. तो पीपल को इन्वॉल्व करो. जो बाधा हो रहा है, जो दे आर लिविंग विद डिसेबिलिटी, इन्वॉल्व देम. दे नो द बेस्ट एक्सपीरियंस, कलेक्ट देयर एक्सपीरियंस एंड देन डेवलप अ पॉलिसी.
Lovely.
वो पॉलिसी पेपर टाइगर हो जाएगा. इसके साथ साथ बजट भी आना चाहिए.
Yeah.
So policy coupled with budget,
Right.
supported from not just government alone,
Yeah.
from international agencies, other,
True.
say now corporates are very good in India. So they are ready to do. It should not just go somewhere else, so that it can be, policy should drive each donor also
Yeah.
to invest in a proper way.
Right.
So that it reaches to the right person, number
Right.
one. Number two, I've been repeating many times on capacity building.
Yeah,
That's, I believe in, moment आप शक्तिमान बन गए, so they can face any challenge. And that's sustainable.
Right.
That's sustainable.
True.
See, each one teach one. You saw
Yeah,
that, right?
yeah.
If everybody knows about how to handle disaster, then they can
Yeah.
tell others. So
Absolutely.
that's the second thing. Third thing is this technology.
Yeah.
See, the olden days we used to struggle a lot. Now this technology can save quite a lot,
Yeah.
and it's cheaper, faster.
Yeah.
आपका broadcast जो हो रहा है, millions can see it.
Absolutely.
It was not there earlier, right?
Yeah,
So
so
same way, the mobile technology,
Yeah.
WhatsApp, social media, these have to be made inclusive. Through that, the message has to go faster prior to the disaster.
Prior to the disaster.
Or even during disaster, what need to be done has to be sent. All types of assistive devices. So the whole system has to be tech-driven, technology-driven.
Technology-driven.
Then resilient India,
Resilient India. And how about
reality.
For people with disabilities, there should be an opportunity for them to, explore their hidden potentialities, right? Now, we strongly promote cricket and we strongly promote all other sports. Make people with disability resilient in all aspects and
Right.
build a leadership among themselves.
Right.
This is one thing. And the second thing, what emerging technology or evolving technology comes into the market,
Okay.
they should be disaster resilient. Why can't government invest on this aspect?
Right.
Right? Making it more resilient technology, okay, reaches to all people with disabilities, right, including senior citizens, everyone, right, number two. Third is women, right, make them resilient,
Right.
right. All women are capable of involving different resilient activities. Give them an opportunity in all spheres of life,
Right.
right? Then, women with the disability is included in that, should be included in that,
Right.
right?
Right.
So, that is how the resilience has to be, built,
Yeah.
encouraged, supported, invested. Then anything can happen.
Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. Lovely. And how about you? What would you
So
like
I
to
was
add?
talking about women, so I have to, I think
You have to
we
come in
need
and
to
say.
have a chit chat on that.
Yeah.
That I think nobody is more prepared than a woman, right? If you empower a woman,
Yeah.
right, I think the entire family can be saved. That's my
Yeah.
strong belief.
Wow.
When it comes to, preparedness.
Yeah.
So that, we can attend to the family and the community. That's one thought of mine. And second, I was just reading about Japan and how age-friendly cities they have. They're really working on something called age-friendly cities.
Age-friendly cities. Yeah.
So you're talking about policies and what we can put across to the government. Of course, I've also read that there are a lot of cities in India which are also working on that age-friendly city concept.
Yeah.
So that talks about how Sir talked about disability. I'd like to take it on and talk about the senior citizens. They are like a treasure of experience, expertise, knowledge. And it's very sad that they're sitting at home idle, lonely, isolated. I think we should have, in Japan, what they do is they have these colleges, right, which the government runs. And these elderly, they go out there and they study technology from the youngsters. And their expertise and experience that they have, whether it be a pandemic or any kind of a disaster that we're talking about, they share their experiences.
Oh, wow.
So it's like a give and take happening
Wow.
out there,
Beautiful.
these cities. And, the elderly are also feeling involved. Today there's a big problem that how we keep them occupied or, because of their mobility issues or whatever, they just, what happens to the elderly community?
Right.
This is a very beautiful way. I think, sir, talking about capacity building, this is another way of capacity building that involve the, senior citizens, octogenarian population,
Yeah.
give them a space where they can go share.
Yeah.
And they can also learn about technology. We're talking about, and they struggle with technology.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
There's a beautiful
So
exchange
it's such
of.
a good balance of,
Yeah,
so that's my thought on that, women and the elderly, if you can empower them. Yes.
I have a couple of more thoughts.
Yes,
Yes, please share.
Once you mention about senior citizens, there is a huge treasury in them, right? Today, technology is not really looked at it. Okay, if all these IITs and IIITs, right, technology institutes gear towards community, people with disabilities and senior citizens, to build a resilience through the technology, right, and capture the experiences, especially among the octogenarian community and senior citizens, right. That itself is a huge data one can create, right. So that can be used for the future generations, right.
Right.
So it is untapped. It is just in the corner of the houses, right.
It's a treasure.
It's a treasure. Yes, yes.
Before disaster is preparedness.
Yeah.
During disaster is emergency relief.
Right.
सब लोग उसमें शामिल हो जाता है.
Right.
लेकिन the last and the toughest part and the long term drawn part is the rebuilding, reconstruction,
Yeah.
rehabilitation.
Rehabilitation.
और जो है ना वो that we have to see a long term. Most of the actors wither away in the third sector because it takes longer time.
Longer time.
they have lost everything.
लाइक
चुनाव
फिजिकली
में सब
इमोशनली
कुछ
हर
हो
कुछ
गया,
चला
सब
गया.
कुछ, घर भी नहीं है,
हाँ.
कपड़े भी नहीं है, हाँ, जो रखा था वो भी नहीं है घर में. So they have to restart from zero. So that is where the main actors, including the government and corporate and international agencies, have to help them.
Yeah.
Not by imposing what we want, but helping them to choose their choices.
Yeah, co-create.
Yeah, people's choices.
Yeah.
Let the people decide what they want to do,
Yeah.
how they want to live, what business they would like to do.
Yeah.
And this support system
Yeah.
can go on.
Yeah.
Then it becomes really meaningful. The
Meaningful.
disaster management
Yeah.
gets completed.
Yeah. And I just before we close, I would like to ask you in one word, you would like to describe WSDM in one word. How would you do that? What is WSDM for you?
WSDM.
Change maker.
Yes, of course. And policy influencer.
Policy influencer, change maker. And how about you, sir?
I would call inclusive resilient. Both.
Inclusive and
So
resilient.
inclusion is ours,
Yeah.
resilience is
Wow.
the entire.
Wow.
Inclusive resilient.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
that's the-
Inclusive, resilient. Wow. Thank you so much for sharing,
Thank
Sarah,
you.
knowledge and
Thanks
your
for giving us
experiences. WSDM is change maker, policy influencer, सर ने कहा, और सर ने कहा inclusive, resilient. So जो WSDM का प्लेटफॉर्म है वहाँ पे we had this opportunity जहाँ पे हमने बात की और जो डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट का टॉपिक है उसको एक अलग नज़रिए से देखा कि कैसे सबको साथ लेके चला जा सकता है. जो हमारा पर्पस है टू मेक इंडिया अ रेजिलिएंट इंडिया, वो तभी बनेगा जब कम्युनिटी लेवल पे हम सेंसिटिविटी लाएंगे, रेजिलियंस लाएंगे, कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग करेंगे. उसी के आसपास हमारी आज एक कॉन्वर्सेशन थी. थैंक यू सो मच फॉर सीइंग द वॉइस ऑफ रेजिलियंस पॉडकास्ट एंड विल सी यू इन द नेक्स्ट एपिसोड. थैंक यू.